Hi! Right, yeah, this is random, isn't it? Um, why am I going live with the news burst? Well, really just kind of I was getting the bug really because I just finished doing a live Patreon show, and I thought, you know what, I need to get on and do its standard live kind of news burst and talk about a couple of things that have happened recently, and also it saves me a bit of time in the editing process that way, doesn't it? So everyone's a winner apart from you guys. So anyway, yes, this is the Full Force podcast news burst live. I'm Christopher McLeod, aka Diagnostic 80, rocking the old GI Joe hat, of course. Obviously, a little bit of news happened a little while ago. I forgot how long I was on that last Patreon Q&A. So if you're not a member of the Patreon, we do a kind of live show every couple of weeks. It's been a couple of weeks since I last did one, but it's just a fun show, bit of interactivity. And you know what? I kind of finished that, and I thought, you know what? I'm not done. I only did like an hour and a half. I've got more in me. So I figured we would basically talk about a bunch of kind of new topics that have cropped up, and I thought, get people involved, get a bit interactive, have some questions, chat with you guys about it. Obviously, we're talking about Highya Toys, which we'll probably talk about first, and then we'll finish off with the news that's just broken. I can say just broken a couple of hours ago, that the next GI Joe kind of fan online event celebrating the 40th anniversary of GI Joe in its I suppose 4-inch capacity since then. But yeah, basically going to be covering the fact that they're going to be doing a live stream next week on the 24th. We're even going to be doing we'll be going live as well following that as well, that particular online event as well next week. So there, right. So first up, then, shall we have a chat about Highya Toys? Because and let me at least do something fun here visually, so you're just not looking at my face the entire time. He says, not having it prepared. Christopher McLeod. What are we talking about? Talking about Highya Toys, aren't we? Yeah. Let me just do a quick screen share. There we go. That's better. Okay. Right then. And also, sorry, I've just got to get used to this. Let's change the background. There we go. Right. Highya Toys. Let's chat Highya Toys, because this is interesting, isn't it? Like, what does this even mean? So they posted information yesterday. I've done a news burst about this, so this is really me kind of covering that information over again. But Highya Toys posted yesterday this teaser image. I've actually got another image that Pat Stewart, one of our fantastic co-hosts, added to our little chat the other day, where he improved the contrast. So I'm just going to get that one up as well for us. So this is the image they posted, and this is the one that Pat did. Sorry, I just have to quickly switch around. I have to get used to this still. Like, it's still a little bit of a learning curve going on. Anyway, and this is the image that Pat cranked the contrast on to show a bit more detail in the Snake Eyes figure. Now, let's talk. Well, actually, before I get into this, I just want to shout out a few people. Good morning, Sergeant Slaughterhouse. What we're talking, Mark? Yeah, we're talking live stream. We're talking Highya Toys, buddy. Peppermint Oil Capsule. Good evening from the UK. Good evening, good sir. Scuba Pete. Hiya, Sergeant. Oh, he's saying hi to Sergeant Slaughterhouse, not me. That's not fair. I'm just kidding. Right. So I just wanted to say hi to those. Hi, Ryan. I know I've already seen you, mate. And also, if anyone else is joining on as well, like, thank you so much for jumping on. Really appreciate you, interacting with us. Let's talk about this quickly first, because this is really cool. And this is, like I said, Pat Stewart, big, awesome, co-host of the Full Force Weekly and the Full Force in general, and just known for being generally amazing. Joe Declassified, articulated points, you name it. He's had a hand in it. And he just basically cranked the contrast up on this image so we could see some more kind of details on what this kind of teaser was. And quite surprisingly, there's actually a lot of detail that kind of creeps out on this Snake Eyes figure. Now, Highya Toys, what are we talking here? Usually, Well, they've said 1/18 scale, so we're talking 4 inch, aren't we? 3/3 to 4 inch, basically, is what we're dealing with here. Now, Highya Toys, couple of precedent things here. Um, I have the Highya Toys Alien APC, which is absolutely stonkingly awesome. Like that is an amazing vehicle. Like, not even going to lie, like that thing is sweet. The action figure it came with, one of the Alien Space Marines, female figure, wasn't like the best. Still, it's still pretty cool, but in terms of like what we've had with like Pursuit of Cobra, with Retaliation, with even with 25th, like it was something that was missing with there. It's a little bit smaller, even if you held it next to like Baroness and Scarlet in the kind of retro line, it's still a bit shorter. So like there was like elements of it that I wasn't really like too blown away with. But now, like, I believe, like, since then, they've improved in lots of different ways. There is an element of like breakage in there, I've heard as well. There's a little bit of a reputation there with some of the figures breaking. I think ankle articulation breaks a little bit. But again, I'm pretty sure there's been improvements in the development of their figures. So I'm kind of excited. I'm excited to see what they come up with here. The few kind of obvious things. I know a lot of people have kind of stated that they want these to kind of fit in. Hopefully, they fit in nicely with the 4 inch figures I have. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think they're going to do their own thing, because if you imagine if they release, like, because it's going to be the core character hump. I talk about it quite often on a lot of our shows. Um, if the core character hump aspect, where we're going to get the same characters over and over and over again, I don't know how I feel about getting figures initially that aren't going to be doing anything that hasn't been done before. So they kind of have to do their own thing here. They kind of have to keep within their own scale of 1/18, with their own designs and their own engineering and stuff like that. Clearly, Hasbro don't mind them doing it. So it's the level and the quality has to be there. I'm surprised, honestly. I'm surprised Hasbro are letting another company do 4 inch articulated. Um, I know they're doing 4 inch in the kind of 5 point of articulation with Super 7, but that's kind of its own little thing as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's its own little thing, and it kind of operates in a completely different bubble to what Hasbro would have done and what they were doing retro before it went on hiatus. So not quite sure what we're going to get here, but I do know that whatever they do, I'm excited for. I do know that. And looking at this Snake Eyes figure, first and foremost, few things strike me. There's a few details in the mask. So first of all, you've got the visor, and it is a visor that finally, Pat will be really happy about this, includes the nostrils on the visor. Obviously, something we haven't seen since that first version figure, second version of the figure, the first version with the visor, way back in '85. So it's like something we haven't seen for a while, though, little nostrils. I kind of dig that. I think that's really, really dope. But then also they've got some other detailing going on in the mask, almost like a couple of lines going down that kind of create what looks like a little bit of like kind of like the Retaliation faceplate, which is a really nice touch. And then what else I see on there is like lots of little different textures going on, and some little detailings on the shoulders. And again, like there's quite a lot here to be very interested in, very intrigued. Obviously, he's got his cross-strap secondary with the grenades and that little whatever that is on there. No, I've worked out what that is. You can let me know, guys, in the comments if you know what that bloody little square block is with the button on it. It could be anything. But no, I'm thinking like at least the Snake Eyes might be very cool, and we can kind of see roughly what we expect here. Again, I don't think this can be the be all and end all of what to expect, but still pretty cool. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of like bring that up and maybe chat with you guys a little bit about it. What have we got here? So okay, I'm the same really, Tyrone. I haven't really heard that much about Highya, other than like the reputation a little bit with some breakages, and them being slightly smaller in size. So other than that, I have heard good things. Other than that, I think the designs are really cool. The Alien and the Predator stuff seems to be on point, or the Predator stuff seems to be really cool. So yeah, I think they do some they do some decent stuff. Mark, and man, I do hope Highya do 6-inch GI Joe figures as well. We see, Mark. I think that would be really cool. More the merrier, honestly. I expected them not to, especially coming out with this launch. I expected them not to go near 6-inch because of classified. A lesser extent because of Ultimates being that it's 7 inches rather than 6 inches. But yeah, I have to say, like, I think it'd be cool because 6-inch stuff looks incredible. I saw their Judge Dredd, the RoboCop, they're doing Rambo, but I've seen some of their 6-inch stuff and it does look really cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And let's have a look at this. Rudolph says Predator stuff is awesome. Yes, it is, Rudolph. Absolutely. And get to the chopper. Indeed, get to the bloody chopper. Ryan. So they do have great articulation, and vehicles and mech suits is a good shout too. That is a good shout with a line, and something that you can't really expect with 6-inch all the time is a bevy of vehicles. But with 4-inch and that 1/18 scale, bevy away, baby. That doesn't make any sense, I know, but yeah. Vehicles up the wazoo, and I think there'd be some pretty outstanding ones too. Matt, a little late. Don't worry, you haven't missed anything. I've just been droning on about Highya Toys. What are the price point for Highya 4-inch toys? Don't actually know. That would be good information to know in a scenario like this, wouldn't it? Especially for someone that deals with the news of the story like this. I'm sure people will let us know in the comments. What are we paying for 4-inch, guys? Let us know, please. It's about $20, is it? Okay. Yeah. That's about what you'd well, actually, you'd expect a little higher, wouldn't you, for super articulated, high quality 4-inch? But that's not too bad. I for one, I'm all about the more the merrier. Brand exposure, brand saturation. I'm for that. Like I do believe there is a certain point where it does become like untenable for the companies involved. But I think you really want the brand to be everywhere, and you want that for GI Joe. You want it to be on everyone's minds, and you want it to be everywhere. So I think that's where this kind of like brand saturation does play a huge part here. Yeah, totally. What else have we got here then, guys? Here we go. And Mr. Uj, I have a Predator from Highya. I'd say it's pretty much a display figure, given how easily pieces of the figure fall off when handling. So there is an aspect there from that aspect, not necessarily breakage, but a little bit loose in terms of some of the parts. Again, yeah, I can see that, and I've heard those kind of things too. Good to know this stuff going in it, in a sense. And I'm sure that when these figures do come out and we see them and we're all excited and then actually do you know what? I'm probably going to have to get those. Then we'll find out for ourselves, or we'll see the reviews and so on and so forth. But yeah, I do feel that there's an element of improvement and development, and I think that Highya Toys are definitely on the way up. I don't think they're regressing. I think they're getting better. But yeah, I am aware that these issues do arise. Let's have a chat. What else? Yeah, we just talked about vehicles, Ray. Let's talk about what vehicles, because that APC is dope, man. I bloody love it. I bloody love that APC. I haven't played with it enough. I got it out like when I got it years ago, after it had been like a long time in coming. Got it in hand, busted it out, absolutely fell all over it. Took some amazing pictures. Really thought it was dope, and then put it back in its box and put it in storage because I couldn't really display it anywhere. I didn't really have the space for it. So I'm gonna be digging that bad boy out after this. Now that all this Highya talk, I'm like, I need this vehicle. And then, if Joe's come out, man, I may even have to use that. I may even have to use that APC as a GI Joe vehicle because it's pretty cool. What vehicles would you like them to do? I'd love to see like their take on things like. I'd love to see their take on quirkier vehicles. I'd love to see their take on something like like the Mark, whatever it is, Vamp, where we're talking like the newer Vamp that came out as the Ninja Combat Cruiser and stuff like that. I'd like to see one of those from Highya because I think they could do something like that and it could cover lots of their brands that they do. I think wouldn't look out of place with some alien figures, with some Space Marines. So yeah, I'd be up for that. The Ore Striker, I'd like to see. I know the Ore Striker has been done to death, but I'd love to see it done by them because I think they could do some cool stuff with it. You know, quirk it up a bit, make it a little bit more futuristic. That's another thing. Like, I'd like to see them go in a different direction, just so we wouldn't feel obligated to get to like pick and choose necessarily, because people are still, you know, people will still do that anyway. Anyway, but like in terms of vehicles, holy crap, I'd love to see some vehicles from them. I think it would be so cool. Oh, thanks, Rudolph. $20 for the figures, and some are 49, like the bigger ones, like the Alien Queen. 2-packs are $29.99. Thank you. That's actually this is the great part, isn't it? I can hand the responsibility off to somebody else in these scenarios. So thank you very much, mate, on that one. Oh, that's a good shout, actually, Viper Scout. If they are good with vehicles, Hasbro should have given them Mask instead. Well, it's not completely off the table, but higher Mask toys would be pretty cool. But I think Mask would have to be, you know, going with Hasbro in some way, shape, or form, wouldn't it, for them to do that? I don't think anyone's like calling out for the Mask license. Well, I don't know. There might be, but that's really on Highya, isn't it? Going, yeah, we'll take it, or if it was part of the deal, or if they could get like a few of the brands, who knows? But yeah, Mask Highya stuff would be dope. Anything Mask. I miss Mask, and I miss Mask in any format. So yeah, totally down for that. Brian says, agree, exposure is good for the brand, but I've got core character saturation. Buddy, you and everyone else, mate, definitely. You and me both. I have it, but then again, like, it's weirdly, because I used to be a completist of, you know, if there was a G.I. Joe logo on it, case in point, I needed it. I've definitely pared down. I've dropped now to just focus on some things, and that's what I've put my focus into. When it comes to like all the other stuff, like, it is a pick and choose kind of scenario, and it is, you know, if it really grabs me, then I'm all in. But like, for the most part, I can go, do you know what? I have so many of that character. I don't need more. But you know, let's see anyway. Long, well, actually, this is the comment from Long here, which I'm going to put on the screen. Nobody wants 4-inch anymore. I do disagree with that to some degree. I think it depends on what that 4-inch is. I'm not going to lie and say that 6-inch isn't doing incredibly well, because 6-inch classified series is astonishing and it's doing great things. But I will say that there is, I wouldn't even say it's a core group, but it's a group of people that would enjoy seeing that 4-inch continue. I'm one of them. I'd love to see 4-inch stuff, but I feel like what was done with the retro line wasn't cutting it. I'm going to have to be like fully honest there. It was some weird decision making going on in what they were revealing, what they were releasing. I wasn't a fan of a lot of the figures, and then the kind of new like way they were going with like the Fang Pilot and the Trooper, wasn't enjoying that style change. It basically made them stand out from other figures in the 4-inch line. They're just completely different figures. And then Stalker and Grunt were okay, but they were still a step back. Like, it was a step up from what they were doing with the Trooper, but a step back from what they were doing with you know, other 4-inch figures. So as much as I would say that I don't think anyone wants that 4-inch stuff anymore. I think they want 4-inch, but in like a much higher quality. And I think that's what Highya could produce here, honestly. So thanks for the comment, Long, anyway. And I just wanted to, you know, I'm not kind of like saying I'm not going to listen to your, you know, just because you don't like it or whatever. It's fine. I was just wanted to comment on your comment with that one. Oh, Trouble Bubble, Matt. 100%. Trouble Bubble would be wicked, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm up for that. Also, new Dragonfly or Tomahawk. You see, their vehicles. Dragonfly has not got enough love in the 4-inch scale. It needs to come out again. Needs to be like whenever they come out of the hiatus of retro. I feel like it has to be. It's going to have to be like launched with the Dragonfly, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I love the Dragonfly. I don't think it got enough love. I think they could do some improvements in its structural integrity. But I think in general, I think I would love a dragonfly because then you get the tigerfly, and then that's it. I'm done. I'm happy. I'm happy with the dragonfly in that sense. And the tomahawk or the eagle hawk, as it's now known, and the tiger hawk. Yes, please, and thank you. All of those. Let's all do them. Scuba Pete says Rattler, and I agree. Rattler would be friggin' awesome, and I'd love Highya Toys to do something like that. I'd love Hasbro to do another reissue of that one. I love the Rattler. I know we've got a few in the 25th. We've got the Tiger Rat as well, but I'm a greedy bugger. I'm a greedy bugger, aren't I? 2-pack for $29.99, as mentioned earlier by Rudolph, and then backed up by Matt here. Yes, that is nice. Not bad for $30, is it? Really? That's not bad for $30. It's like you're getting $10 somewhere free. Brilliant. Peppermint. Let's talk about that. We don't know, do we? We just know it's 1/18th, and what we do know is the 1/18th that Highya have released is slightly shorter than 4-inch scale. So if you were to put like a retro, like one of the retro releases or one of the 50th anniversary GI Joe figures, let's say 50th anniversary Shooter, for example, she's going to be taller than the 4-inch Space Marine alien female figure. It's I'm not sure if it's like massively. I can't remember. I did take a picture of the two next to each other, not of Shooter, but of another GI Joe figure, and I was like, yeah, there's a significant height difference. They're almost like O-ring height, I think, but we'll see. I guess they might and that's the thing. We don't know necessarily. They might do 4-inch, like they might make them bigger, or they're like bigger than they have done in the past, or they might be like what they, or they might be something new and different and a little bit bigger. Who knows? We shall see though very shortly. Oh mate, Sergeant Slaughterhouse, good to have you on an amazing channel, doing amazing things. They should do a Mask GI Joe 2-pack and have the vehicles and mix and match lineup of the greatest hits. Absolutely. Freaking awesome. I'd take Mask in classified scale. I'd take like a classified, if they did like a cheeky Matt Tracker, or if they did like a cheeky Brad Turner, friggin' any Sly Rax would be dope. Let's go out. Let's go like Vampire and Floyd Malloy, because that would be an incredible 6-inch figure with the hair sticking out of the helmet. End of story. I've always thought Floyd Malloy would make a brilliant Dreadnought. Him and Sly Rax would make brilliant Dreadnoughts. I think, in fact, all of Venom would make brilliant Dreadnoughts, wouldn't they? That's something that needs to be incorporated. Sly Rax, obviously, he's got a motorcycle, so straight away he's in. But then so is Floyd Malloy. So perfect Dreadnoughts for me. Please do something with that, guys. Anyone do something with that. And yes, Peppermint Mask is the mighty power that can save the day. Mask. This is G.I. Joe and Highya Toys. How did we get onto Mask? The never made. Oh, okay, Viper Scout. The never made Cobra helicopter from Deke season 2. Agreed. That is that the same as the transport copter? Let me know in the comments below. Any of those would be amazing. I just watched a trailer for Uncharted the other day, and they have those Cobra transport helicopters in, don't they? At the end, of like carrying those pirate ships about. So I don't know. I'm hoping for an Uncharted release so we can get a ton of customs out of that. But I don't know who's got the. Are they making Uncharted figures? I don't know. I'm way out of that. I do not know anything about that if they are. But yeah. Anyway, yes, agreed. Viper Scout. Scuba, yes, definitely find myself same picking and choosing crazy. Not necessarily classified. I'm like a completist on classified, but everything else is a pick and choose game for sure. Ray, the Monster Blaster APC could be a cool tie-in to the existing mold they have. The Monster Blaster APC would be freaking awesome, and that is kind of like in their wheelhouse, isn't it? In terms of like what the design might look like. I'd be down for the Monster Blaster APC. Yes. Matt, you totally agree on the latest retro line, even though I bought them, they seem more flimsy. Same. Sucker. I'm an absolute sucker. But that's the thing as well, like, it's not even like a supporting thing. It's like an addiction for me. It's like, oh, look, and it's like Malibu Stacy with a new hat. I need it. I need the new hat. Even when there is the new hat in there, it's the same thing in a different package. But yeah, I had to really. And Tyrone, yes, there was definitely a budget on that, definitely. I wonder what artwork they will. Yeah, James, good shout. What artwork they will use for the card back? So we're talking Highya Toys here, aren't we? That's a good shout. I think they probably would have new stuff. Again, I think this is going to be. I feel like this is going to be a new thing. I feel like this is going to be like totally new, totally their own kind of thing. Is what I'm expecting fully. What else can we? Yeah, good vibes, Long. Absolutely. I'm all in on this line, says Tim already. Mate, you're all in on it. Done. Without seeing anything else. And that's cool. Because you know what? I very much was like that. Just last year I was like that. When the merch train was in full, like was, not even was in the station and it stayed there for several months. I was just taking things off the back of the train. Yeah, I'll have it, please. So I feel your pain on that one. I'm looking at this and I'm intrigued. So they've already got me at the intrigue level. Diana, what if they made Trouble Bubble controllable drones, control the drone with your phone? Are you serious? That's awesome. Get out of my head. And hi, Diana, as well. Shout out to Diana and to the team that on Saturday Morning Adventures, by the way. Epic issue. If you haven't read it, no spoilers, but it was bloody brilliant. Proper Sunbow-esque, beautiful artwork. Guys, if you haven't got it, go cop it. Go out to your local comic book store and get that because it is brilliant. Sunbow fans will go nuts. It's another episode of the Sunbow cartoon, and I'm just all about it. I wish they could have done more because obviously IDW is coming to a close with their license. I hope beyond hope they continue with the creative team that are on that book, and they do something in the exact same vein, but for Skybound or not Sky. I don't even know if it's going to be Skybound. We don't know who it is, do we? But Skybound are a big looking likely. But whoever gets it next, I hope they can continue with it because I can't see necessarily them squeezing out. Maybe squeeze out another miniseries if possible, if it's that good, if it's that popular. I hope they do, is all I'm saying, because it was bloody brilliant. You did a great job. And shout out to Diana, who was the research specialist on that issue. Thank you, Diana. But yeah, what an idea that is. Trouble Bubble controllable drones. What, are you living in the future? Oh, well, actually, that is exactly what they've done with Star Wars. I've had many drones from the Star Wars brand, and they were great. They were brilliant. I need to mess with them when I get back to the UK at some point. Anyway, I love that idea. I think that's brilliant, and I really want that incorporated into G.I. Joe. I want more phone-related controllable stuff. Even like remote control vehicles, like with your phone. How cool would that be? But like to scale, that would be so dope. Anyway, thank you, Diane. That's a great shout. Tyrone says, Highya generally uses boxes similar to most imports. Yes, with the kind of, not generic, but like, yeah, I saw the Alien Queen one, or the A-Line Queen, as it was spelled incorrectly on the box. I hope they don't do that with Alpine and call him A-Line. But I know what you're saying. Like are we expecting the classic artwork here, or do you think they'll do something special? Because I think they'll do something a bit special, but we'll see. What are we talking? Ryan, Hasbro doesn't seem to be all in multiple scales of the Joe line. O-Ring is a Pulse exclusive, and the retro was half-hearted. Who farted? Just kidding. Yes. I would say technically they have got multiple scales currently. They've got O-Ring. It is a Pulse exclusive, but they're doing it. And Classified, is probably their main breadwinner, isn't it, on the Joe brand? It's doing the most. It's covering the most ground, I would say. But yes, I think they've just decided that maybe it's time for someone else to do it while we're not doing it, and I don't see that being damaging to them. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see how Highya do. I hope it's great, and I think it's going to be cool. Just looking at that Snake Eyes kind of contrasted up. Thanks Ryan for your comment. Thanks to everyone for your comments. I'll get to as many as I can. By the way, I'm trying to do all of them. And also thanks to everyone watching. Really appreciate the support. It's fantastic. So back to the focus on the Snake Eyes figure. Looking at the texture and detail and the different little aspects going on here, I'm very intrigued to see what they do with Snake Eyes. And I hope we get like a little line of multiple different characters, and it's not necessarily your core character hump. I hope they throw in a few like curveballs in there, because like, you know, Super 7 aren't afraid to do that, and I'm glad they throw curveballs in at us, because it really does make that interesting to me personally. So hopefully we'll get a few characters that we weren't expecting off the bat. They'll probably be, you know, recognizable, but they won't be in the first 13, first 25. That's, well, they'll be in the first 20, no doubt. But I'm looking forward to it anyway. Right. Super 7 and Highya allows Hasbro to make money on license without having to invest in production. Yeah, it does. Exactly. They're getting license fees for it effectively, aren't they? So it's all good for them, really. And they're not the outgoing isn't as much. So yeah, I totally understand the reason for it, and I certainly don't disagree with it. Like I said, brand exposure is also really good for them, and getting it out there as much as possible. Adam, how you doing, buddy? I really hope that if the figures are a slightly different size than the Hasbro O-ring figures, the vehicles would be compatible with both. Good shout. Good shout. I agree. I think if the vehicles work with both 4-inch O-ring, etc., then I'm good too. If the figures like stand alone in their own universe, so be it. I'm cool with that. I've got plenty of 4-inch figures available. Like, you know, thank you. Like, I've got loads, and loads more than any other line has in most cases. So yeah, like, as long as the vehicles are compatible, happy piggin' days. Yeah, happy days with a pig in the middle of it. Vibe Scout or Cobra Copter from Retaliation. That's a good shout, actually. That was kind of cool, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah. I vaguely remember that, but I know it was really cool. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Next. I want 4-inch, but I want new 4-inch figures I already have are 75% similar to what I already have, and I want it to have more than 5 points of articulation. Absolutely, Michael. And, you know, obviously some of those boxes are being ticked here, but I don't think all of them are. I think you're in the right vicinity there of 75% similar, honestly. And yeah, like, I think, well, I'm just assuming, looking at this Snake Eyes, you know, image, which we've contrasted the heck out of. Pat Stewart did that, sorry, not me. Shout out to Patrick. He'll be on the weekly hopefully tomorrow. Well, the recording tomorrow that we'll be getting out on Saturday. We've got lots to talk about, haven't we? Bloody hell. Even though I'm talking about a lot of it here, covering a lot of ground. But yeah, I agree with you. They're going to be like highly articulated, let's face it. They're going to be different enough, but are they going to be different enough for you? Probably not. But you never know. When you see them, might change your mind. I agree with you, though. I do agree. And if I'm going to get 4-inch, I want new 4-inch that Hasbro are doing that fill in the gaps that we're missing. And there are some gaps, believe it or not. There are loads. Ninja Force Snake Eyes comes to mind immediately. Ninja Force, there's a lot of Ninja Force characters that spring to mind. Or was it Slice or Orange Slice, Red Ninja, and Night Creeper version 2, and Snake Eyes Ninja Force. They spring to mind from Ninja Force. Then you've got how could I forget the love of my life, Lightfoot. Sorry, Kate. The love of my life, Lightfoot. How can I forget that particular character? Yeah, there's Downtown. There's tons. I'm not going to go into every single one, but there is a lot. That's kind of where I would be, Michael. But I'm not gonna like be angry that these exist, should we say? And I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying, like, I'm not going to be like put out that Highya Toys have got this line. I'm just going to be like, brilliant. If people are into them and they sell well, all the better. But like, yeah, can we talk about vehicles? Because man, yes, please, and thank you. Nike Hike, quick side comment here. Is there still a new cartoon coming out? Well, I will tell you what I know about this, and it's not much. Ever since the and I have a theory as to why this is the case, but ever since the Brazil Expo, where Hasbro Brazil, or the CEO of Hasbro Brazil, revealed a sorry, yeah. Oh, anyway, sorry. Side note. Yeah. Where was I? I've completely lost my train of thought. Cartoon. So ever since that Brazil CEO kind of revealed a little kind of like, it was almost like a motion comic style animated like feat kind of thing they put together for investors at the show and everything, or shareholders, etc. Ever since they did that, we haven't heard anything since. We heard description of what the animation was, which was Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow fighting these kind of like future noir punk cyberpunk kind of ninjas on a roof somewhere in like Japan, and it sounded amazing, sounded really cool. But I think what happened was, because the Snake Eyes movie, in terms of its return, was very poor, didn't make much money. Because of that, I think Hasbro had to shift some gears, and I think they changed their mind on the animation. It would appear, because we haven't heard anything since, that footage hasn't even come out. So like, I don't even know what the deal is there. Maybe they're changing some aspects. Maybe maybe they scrapped it. Maybe they're doing something completely new. We don't know. But there's a lot of ums and ers about that one, and we just can't really work it out. So hopefully we'll find out some more news soon. Hope that didn't answer your question. Sorry, Nike Hike, but that's all I know. Yeah, Ryan. Yes, yeah, it's making money on. Sorry, you already kind of mentioned that, so I'll just put up again. Oh, good shout, Peppermint. In terms of Floyd Malloy here, Billy Idol is Floyd Malloy. There was a definite Billy Idol vibe. He had some really crazy face going on as well, didn't he? Some real personality in that. So the head sculpt would be outstanding. What else have we got here? Sorry, Michael. I wasn't having a go, mate, at all. I realise that may not be what the market will support right now. I'm fine with it and happy for those enjoying the current upcoming 4-inch offerings. Yeah, I know in no way was having a go at you. I just wanted to. I was talking on your comments, so totally happy for everyone to have that kind of stuff if they want it, and it's all good. And I'm the same, absolutely the same. I still see everything in such a positive light, mainly because of the brand saturation standpoint, because of it being out there and available to everybody, and you see the brand everywhere. I just think it's a good thing, and it can only be a good thing in terms of growing the brand. But there are balances. I totally understand that too. Oh yeah, Rudolph, the gliders would be cool, wouldn't they? Absolutely. And again, like I think Highya Toys are going to go so like deep into this line. So I don't think, I think you're going to see all sorts of different things. And the gliders, they're cute and everything, and I could see them being done. I could see them being done by Hasbro for the classified line, because they're small enough to be big. Whatever, you know what I mean? They're small enough to be classified size, if that makes sense. It does make sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. Next up, Brian. Shipwreck has gone MIA in years. He's a core-ish character. Do you know what? That's so true. That is so true. Like, I don't even know the last Shipwreck was maybe the Dollar General. No, it probably wasn't. It was probably another one after that. I remember the Dollar General Shipwreck. I don't know any since, but I could be completely getting that wrong. They haven't even done it for Super 7 yet. They've done like every other Sailor, and they haven't done Shipwreck yet. Amazing. So yeah, I agreed, Brian. I'd love to see Shipwreck done. And I think Highya Toys, they'd do the beanie kind of like seal on land t-shirt kind of job, wouldn't they? And that would be dope. I'd be all into that. Dope figure. Oh man, I missed that Dollar General line. They did some really cool, fun things at 4-inch for a really cheap price point as well. Just outstanding. Matthew, we are all hungry for Mask. I have been hoping for Super 7 reactions would be a good fit considering the articulation. You're not wrong. Why is that not being... Hasbro needs to get on that. They need to be like putting it out there for Super 7, because Super 7 could do Ultimates Animated Mask Ultimates. Why are we not funding this? They'd even do stupidly massive vehicles. They've got precedent for it. They've got bloody Turtle Party Wagon, a Thunder Tank. Like the just please, Super 7 get some Ultimate Mask. Why is that not happening? Why are we not funding some? Why do I keep going on massive? I'm blaming you guys. I'm blaming you, Matt, for that. Thanks for the comment, buddy. Thanks for everyone's comments. And coming back to Michael again, yes, I agree with you, mate. I can't afford to rebuy everything. I can't. There's so much cool stuff coming out. And it's painful, isn't it? Because like all this stuff is amazing. And you're just like, I can't rebuy, I can't afford any of this anymore. So yeah, big time, mate. Big time. Smart guy. I saw a Tom Holland Uncharted figure announced yesterday. Looks like garbage. Do you know what company did it? I'm gonna have to check that out. But not just that, but then that makes me kind of excited for a possible Uncharted transport helicopter, if you know what I'm saying. If you've seen the trailer, it's not a spoiler, it's on the trailer. Anyway. Let's have a look. What else have we got here? Adam Riches. Hey, buddy. Any licensee that doesn't feature Adam Riches card art should have their license revoked, in my opinion. Buddy, big shout out to Adam Riches. Obviously, long-term member of the Full Force podcast, co-presenter, guest host, whatever you want to call him. Thanks for jumping on, buddy. Really appreciate it. And also, big shout out to your artwork on Super 7's Blind Woodsman and Snake Eyes, the Arctic Rescue set. Absolutely superb, my good man. Go out on Adam's socials. He's posted like his artwork on there and the box art and everything. It's so cool. So thanks, buddy. And if you haven't already got the figure, go get the figure and box and everything. It's gorgeous, gorgeous piece. Well done there, Adam, and glad you're on it. And yeah, mate, we need you on more stuff. I'm sure he's got more in the pipeline. Let's expect more, and I can't wait to see it, if indeed that is the case. We are all hungry for Mask. Sorry, Matt, I've already done that one. Why did I get that one again? Sorry. Saturday morning, Hope High does the same Switchblade hand. Oh yeah, Switchblade would be sweet. Oh my goodness. Let's talk Vince. Most of Highya's military lines have a futuristic feel story to them. A G.I. Joe line in an apocalyptic, easy for me to say, setting would actually be really cool and finally something different. And I agree. And that's why I keep saying on like the Highya Toys doing their own thing with it. I still think that's probably the way to go because it's not going to be the same. The figures, if they do the figure and try and do 50th Retaliation, 30th Pursuit of Cobra, etc., modern 4-inch, it's not going to be the same, and they will look, they'll stand out, they'll stick out, and will look like a sore thumb, you know. So anyway, I'm going to agree with you on that one and say I think that would be very cool to have them very different. And even though that Snake Eyes is very similar to what we've already had, I can see the figure looking very cool still. So we'll see. I don't know, smart guy. I don't know if they'll do the hooded Cobra Commander again. If Super 7 haven't done it, and they had the opportunity to do a hooded Cobra Commander on the newspaper that comes with the Flint Ultimate figure, and they went with the chrome face, but in the episode he's got the hooded mask on. I would imagine, I know that Brian Flynn from Super 7 has said that that's not going to be happening anytime soon. So I just don't think we'll see it. Even with another licensee, I don't think we'll see it. But anyway, yeah, they're probably going to be doing something slightly different with Cobra Commander if they do anything with it anyway. Adam, I was thinking the same thing with Mask from Super 7. Reactions would be perfect, and Super 7 would make Ultimate 2, I'm hoping. Mate. What else have we got then? Terry's going to get Snake Eyes because it's his favorite, at least. And that's the other thing, isn't it? There's going to be Snake Eyes collectors out there that want to complete. So, yeah. Viper Scout, you're talking my language. Give me Lightfoot. Evening, Stephen. How you doing, buddy? Right, Long. We're gonna disagree here, aren't we? Not a fan of Cobra, but a proper Globulus in the ball and coil tail would be a must purchase any size. Do you know what, mate? Sorry, I agree with that, but I don't agree with. I am a fan of Cobra, but Not to start a fight because we're not here for that. But I love that. I love that comment. That is so necessary, isn't it? Globulus with the kind of the ball that opens out and the coiled tail. Oh, would be so awesome. That as an ultimate. So if we go through all of them, Highya Toys would be really cool to do that. If they're doing like aliens and predators, then they're going to be able to do Cobra Bloody La, aren't they? Super 7, I'd happily see. And like reaction, like again, like it isn't one of those things where I need everything, but certain things I would take Cobra La in reaction, and I would take all day long an ultimate Globulus, ultimate Pythona, ultimate Nemesis Enforcer. Oh, just the thought, ultimate Royal Guard, sorry, Adam, ultimate, friggin' Cobra La nobleman, whatever it would be, noble person, I'd have him 100%. Thank you, Long. Good shout, mate. Really good shout. Sorry, I'm just trying to go through the comments before we get to the last bit here. Man, I have. You guys are. Whenever I do these, like on the news burst or whatever it is, I get so. It's great. Why am I complaining? It's great that you guys have all these comments. What I'm complaining about is my speed with which I catch up, and I'm crap at it. Let's have Silent Master. That's some theories going on here. Probably the Highya appearance could be the explanation of the changing of retro modern to retro O-ring. Could be. Could have been that they thought, you know what, let's put this on hiatus because Highya want to come in and do it. Hiatus, Highya Toys. It's not a coincidence. It is a coincidence. I know Spin Master's made a couple of remote radio controlled or remote controlled bat vehicles for the 4-inch Batman line. Cool. And yeah, I know that. I mean, these things exist, so it would just be a matter of applying them to G.I. Joe, wouldn't it? Easy, right? Yes. Oh, 46 Zone. Again, my language is being spoken here. They did go big with the Aliens APC. It was awesome. The whale. Killer whale, baby. Killer freaking whale. Oh, absolutely outstanding. That would be great, wouldn't it? And yeah, I agree with you. I think that would be freaking awesome. Maybe, yeah, Mustard and Ketchup will get the shout. Maybe they can do the support characters. I'm still sad we didn't get them in the HasLab. I'm blown away by what the HasLab did. Excuse me. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely blown away by it. But Ketchup and Mustard, I needed that pit crew. They'll come out. They'll come out in some way, shape, or form. We know they will. Yeah, and you're right, James. They should do the 87 movie as a theme. Highya usually do movie figure lines. You know what? You've got a point there, mate. You've got a very good point. I know they're leading off with Snake Eyes. Also, no one's really mentioned this apart from me in the news burst, and I don't think anyone picked up on it. That's the early 2000s G.I. Joe logo, isn't it? It's not even like the one they used. It wasn't like the standard one that they use for the all-encompassing. They've pulled that straight out of the early 2000s. So, interesting. Yeah, anyway. What else have we got here? Yeah, you're right, actually, Viper Scout. It would be cool if the different licenses focused on different eras, which I think is probably, like, from what I can tell, is kind of happening, isn't it? Super 7 have their wheelhouse. It's the cartoon, and they do really great things with it. I love what they're doing with it. Again, reaction isn't something that blows me away, but like what they've done with the G.I. Joe stuff, I love it. I'm a bit like, I don't know, just a bit like, what's the word? Oversaturated with sailors and like all these like numerous. I think they'd have been cool with just doing a couple of army builders, but that's them. They're doing it and they do it their way. I'm not one to complain. I am, but I'm not at the same time. That makes no sense. Tyrone, shout out to Big Lob, big time. Mezco, of course, they're doing stuff. Jeez. Now, Mezco is an interesting one. When we talk about license holders, what's going on there with that Firefly? Just not a clue what's happening there. Not a clue. Because we've got Destro, we've got Roadblock there, definitely on the coming. We haven't heard anything else from the Firefly. I'm still holding out hope they'll release it at some point. pre-orders, images, etc. But I'm just really surprised about that. Really surprised. Anyway, so that's Mezco. And you're right. You've got all these different companies, man. It's bonkers. 3-0 is another one. Wow. I'm getting exhausted just thinking about it. Is Hasbro done with let's have a look here. Hasbro is done with modern construction 118 Joes. I'm glad to see Highya go and get them. Yep, same. I don't think they're done. I think they're probably going to come back at some point and make a big deal out of it and make a big song and dance and all that jazz. Get it? Oh yeah, okay, Matt. Sorry, they did make a Shipwreck pop figure, didn't they? Does that count? It does. It does count. But yeah, it's not the same. You're right. But you're right. Shipwreck, they did get that one. I guess actually, yeah, Long. I guess Shipwreck is a bit of a nightmare for Hasbro. But as a figure, you can still do the figure. Like I know what you mean about like his some of his like character traits in the cartoon, but I still expect to see Shipwreck in Super 7 and I expect Shipwreck to be done as a character in Classified and all that kind of stuff. I don't think, in the same way that like there was issues with Spirit in the way like visually, and the way he came across in like the cartoon in some aspects. So I understand what they did there and they rejigged him a little bit. They don't really have to rejig Shipwreck. They could do a Classified Shipwreck in his like Navy SEAL, not like his sailor outfit, but like in a more Navy SEAL aspect. And Super 7 can deal with the sailor design. Hey, action figure expert. Thanks very much. I'm doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well too. What else have we got here? Sorry, I'll take. Sorry, Long. I've got you on there for ages. I've got you on there for a long time, buddy. Let's have a go. Yeah. Okay. So Jamie's a similar situation here. Hi, Jamie. Good shout out to Jamie Vaughan, good friend of mine. I've honestly had to pick just a line and stay with it. I went with Super 7 as I love the cartoon, but at least I can say it's great to have choices. It is. You're right. And it's the same deal. You've gone with a certain line. We're all doing it, mate, I think. Some people are going full in and they're just bonkers. And those people, I can't attest to it. I can't, talk on any of their their situations. But my goodness, if you are going all in on everything, well done. You've clearly done well in life. And good shout out to you, Jamie, as well, mate. Thanks for jumping on, buddy, and chatting with me. What are we doing here? McFarlane makes that Uncharted. Tom McFarlane are doing it. Okay, maybe not going to. Are they going to do vehicles then? I don't know. We'll see. That was Tyrone that said that. Sorry, Tyrone. Thank you. Ray, there's another license you just thrown out while we're talking Highya. I'm trying to catch up. I'm never going to get to the end of this. It's going to be like a 12-hour blooming episode, isn't it? So I'd love to see the likes of Highya get the Starcom license. Big time. Patrick Stewart would be flipping out right now. He'd be doing backflips here in that. Starcom, 100%. And Patrick Stewart, when I say Patrick Stewart, not Picard, I'm talking about our Patrick Stewart for the full force. Yeah, Daz, let's chat. Daz, good shout. So more G.I. Joe figures. Why not some love for Action Force? Indeed. The Skeletron Kickstarter proves the market is out there, so why not have some Red Shadows instead? Well, do you know what? Like, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Getting a bit of Red Shadows love in there. And shout out to Skeletron. Obviously, I'm connected in that particular way. Shout out to Ben Conway, who's blowing me up with his messages at the moment. Yes, shout out to you guys, Ben, Mark, everyone involved on Skeletron, Bob Breakin, myself, Kate, everyone involved, in that, doing an absolutely stunning job with that, and still to this moment with the backer kit, which is doing ridiculous numbers, absolutely ridiculous. So yes, to mention what Daz has just said here, yes, there's a market there. So I would love to see some Red Shadows incorporated in some of those aspects in Highya Toys, in Hasbro. I'd love to see it. Be great, absolutely brilliant. What else have we got here? Ooh, Diana Davis, Bionic 6. Yeah, they have to get the right. Yeah, that would be cool. Bionic 6 is another good one. There's so many of these licenses, aren't there? Kind of like low level, kind of getting a little bit of kind of shouts, getting a few kind of like lines kind of coming out of them now. Like I know, was it like I want to say RoboForce is getting somewhere. It's like, I can't remember who's got it, but someone's got it. There's a few like, things like that kind of creeping out, which is amazing. Right, thank you, Diane. I'll hide your comment now, and it'll just be me and Highya on screen for a little bit. I'll do some trying to catch up, guys. Thanks for all your comments. Really appreciate it. Yes, right. Well, Jay's mentioned excited for Hasbro 40th anniversary live stream next Thursday. Let's talk about that. Sorry, guys, if I didn't get to all your comments. I apologize. Oh, God, I'm going to try and get to everyone. There's so many. Actually, I'm not that far behind. Let me catch up quickly then. My excited for Hasbro. We'll come to that in a second. Cobra Trooper with 3 alt heads, Flint, Mutt, and Dusty, says Stephen. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? I'd be up for that. Can we please get some official Red Shadows Action Force figures, albeit under the G.I. Joe name? That would be great, Peppermint. We just mentioned 100%. Would love that, mate. I hope we get some comic representation from one of these lines. Still waiting on that Cool Breeze figure, says Tim. Oh, mate, Cool Breeze would be so cool. That wasn't a pun, and I didn't intend that, but it would be so cool, and I'd love that. That figure would be bonkers as well. One of the most ridiculous designs ever. Oh, that's a good shout, actually. Action figure expert. I guess that says Hasbro, not Hasboth, is licensing a Lego Optimus Prime. You think you will get some sort of Lego G.I. Joe thing? Maybe. We've had Creo, haven't we? And that didn't really. I love Creo. I really did. I'd happily see it. I'd happily see G.I. Joe again in another big line like that. 100%. Didn't really think about it, honestly, when I saw the Optimus Prime news. But it's a good shout. It's a very good shout. Jill, last kind of chat on, Gil, sorry, says, I'm not a fan of Highya, but I will see what they look like before I decide to get it. Yeah, same with me, honestly. That's a good shout as well. Are we going to get a low light or rock and roll in the classified line? Do you know what? I would say, I'd say it's got to happen, hasn't it, at some point? I would almost, within the next year, you've got to be seeing one or both of those, haven't you? Let's face it. They're too big. Like rock and roll's OG, and low light is like synonymous in all aspects of G.I. Joe. He's not one of the coolest characters alive. So yeah, agreed on those. Big shout, mate. Big shout. That'd be nice. RKW 1138. I'm expecting these figures to come with a classic Real American Hero mini comic included. That'd be so cute. Diana, I'll just say, oh hey, by the way, Cullen's been assigned another cover to color. He finished Will Munoz. They asked him to color Larry Houston's variant. My goodness. Shout out to Cullen, doing an amazing job. Loved his work on the previous cover, which I'm not sure has been revealed, hasn't it? Love it. Absolutely love it. The Average Joe band, aka the Action Force band, if you've seen Cold Slither, the Action Force version. But yeah, shout out to Cullen, also doing great things on the comics in his color work. Love you guys, and also shout out to you again, Diana. Thank you very much for that. Daz has said G.I. Joe classified Red Shadows would be great. They would be more than great. They would be out flipping standing. And also, Daz, I've pre-ordered the Highya 118 Judge Dredd figures, which I'm excited for. They look cool, man. They look really cool. Don Tony says we need a live-action Silverhawks. Probably not too far away now that Silverhawks is being revamped with Ultimates and Super 7 and other aspects. I don't think we're too far away, honestly. Daz says don't think Lego would do Joe's due to the military theme. Yeah, but they might do it to the Sunbow theme, which is something that I could see Lego kind of delving into. And getting caught up here, Tyrone says Ramen Toys is kind of making live action style Silverhawks. They are, and like I said, so is Ultimates with Super 7. And Diana says it would be a crime not to have low light. Correct. Oh, that's another one. How we still don't have Bazooka and Alpine. I know, and a 2-pack, mate. 100%. I think we're going to get Bazooka and Alpine in Super 7 as well with Ultimates, because that would be the perfect wave, wouldn't it, with those two? And then maybe like Major Blood, because they're always kind of fighting Major Blood or Destro. Yeah, they're always kind of coming into like Major Blood fights. And yeah, that'd be a wicked wave. maybe even Quick Kick, because that Pyramids of Darkness episode, Quick Kick, Storm Shadow, Bazooka, and Alpine. Oh my god, that'd be a great wave of ultimates. Anyway, enough of that. I got to the end of the comments so far, so I'm so proud of myself. I don't care what anyone else thinks. Right, so next up then is the news. And I just wanted to do this because I couldn't be bothered to do a news burst, so I apologize. Couldn't be bothered to do a news burst. So I'll do like over an hour's worth of live. What is wrong with me? I don't know. Anyway, it's this bit of the news. I'm trying to add another vowel in there somehow. Let's share the screen, McLeod. Please, hurry up. I'm so slow at this. But, it's worth it at the end of the day. Hasbro Pulse posted G.I. Joe Real American Hero 40th live stream, February 24th, 2022, 11 a.m. Eastern, US, 4 p.m. UK. That's going to be on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel. Really cool. What are we expecting? Personally, what I'm expecting is pre-orders for the stuff that was revealed last time. So that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting that to kind of go up because, that's what the pattern suggests, doesn't it? So, I expect maybe we'll see Stalker, same on Tomax. Maybe we'll see them in their full figure form at this point because I know that they were doing digital render reveals. They'll probably do digital render reveals again for stuff on this one. And obviously, we've got all that stuff leaked that we know is coming. We've got Dusty, we've got Crimson Guard, we've got Zorana. All of those have been revealed in leaks, shall we say. So we haven't seen them yet. So I'm guessing we're probably going to be seeing figures like that. The Viper 3 pack was another one they revealed last time, wasn't it? And obviously the retro stuff, not the retro, you know what I mean, the O-ring stuff, Duke, Cobra Commander, and the Officer and the Trooper. I expect, if not all of that, some of it to go up for pre-order. What are we excited for? The other thing is, like I said, we've got in the pipeline, thanks to the leaks that we know about, we've got Zorana, we've got Dusty, we've got Crimson Guard. If we're seeing those, man, I'm excited. I'm just saying that now. I am beyond excited to see how they look in, even if it's in that digital render format. I'm just excited to see what's going on there. We will also be going live following the show. And let me know in the comments, guys, what are you excited for? Are you excited to see any reveals? Are you excited to see, what kind of stuff are you expecting to see? Let me know and I'll chat with you on that. We'll be going live after this event on Thursday. I might be on, I don't know who I'll have with me because obviously with it being on a Thursday means that availability becomes an issue, but I will speak to the rest of the team. I'll see what other crew we can get involved on that. And we will, we'll bring you an event following that with reactions and all that good stuff. Anyway, what we got? Hopefully, what are we talking about here then? Okay, Matt wants pre-orders for the O-rings. Plenty of time to get them. Well, Matt, we haven't really had that problem for a while now. If you're on point with it, if you're paying attention and you're there when it happens. It's not like the same situations of it being milliseconds now, which was so disheartening a year, 2 years ago. That was the worst. And I must admit, it was really anxiety building, that kind of period of time. I don't really think we're there anymore. I think we're beyond that now. And my problem is there's too much to pre-order in good time. If it's going to be O-ring stuff, it's going to be Pulse exclusive, and then obviously you'll be, getting it on Pulse. So that shouldn't be too much of a problem. That's a good shout, actually, Tim. Hoping for a Sky Striker update. Oh yes, Wayne Ruffles' code name. We need to know what that is. I cannot wait for that. Cannot wait for that. Do you know what? That's a good shout, mate. I didn't even think about it. I completely forgot that I'm sure there will be updates for the Sky Striker, and B, Wayne Ruffle hasn't had his codename revealed. Also, card art hasn't been revealed because we know they're going to be carded figures in there. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we could be seeing. Oh, forgot about that. Thank you very much, Tim, for making that clear. That's a good shout. Animated Taco or Taco. Apologies for getting it wrong. Some animation news finally. I hope. Yeah. Do you know what? We've talked about that a little while earlier in this episode, and yes, it would be nice to get some clarification. It'd be nice to get some clarification on the live action series they were working on as well. Live action series, movie follow-ups, blooming animated series, just kind of gone by the wayside since Snake Eyes, hasn't it? So hopefully we will get a little bit more clarification on anything along those lines. But yeah, well, okay, guys, I think I will bring that to a close. I've been on here for over an hour. You've had over an hour of my face yamming on. And also Yojo to you, Christoph, as well. Thank you very much, mate. And Full Force. So, like I said, we will be live on Thursday. If it's just me, reacting to all of the shows. But we'll, like I said, if I can get any of the guys on, then I will absolutely try and do that. Even if it's just, one or two of us, it'd be nice to get some reactions on that. Yeah, so really excited for that. And I hope you guys are excited for that as well. And I hope you're excited for our little chat as well. Oh, a couple more things come in here. Yeah, Tyrone says Transformers has been the only HasLab team to do consistent updates. And you're right. Yeah, I haven't really seen, since those things, I haven't really seen much going on. But then again, there's probably nothing to really report, is there? But anyway, yeah, I agree on that. And I think hopefully we will get some clarification on this episode. You're hoping for vehicles, Christoph, as well. Sorry, I've just put the same on that, the wrong person. No, it was Christoph. Sorry, I just clicked the wrong thing. You're hoping for vehicles as well. That would actually be really cool. Fingers crossed we get some sort of vehicle content. That would be dope, wouldn't it? Especially for O-Ring, obviously for O-Ring. For Classified, who knows? We'll see, I guess. What else have we got? And just as we turn up and I'm just about to finish, Phoebe's going to go nuts. Are you ready? Go on, Phoebes. She's going to bark any moment now, I tell you. Kate's just come home. She's just crying instead, so it's all good. But you might even get... Phoebe, come here. Come and say hello to everybody. There you go. She's going to say hello to you in that. Okay, live radio, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. Right. Like I said, we'll be doing live directly after that one. I imagine around about 11:30ish. They're usually about half an hour, the streams, aren't they? That might be a bit longer because it sounds like there's a lot of cool stuff to kind of to happen. What are you doing up there, little one? Anyway, yes. Can I see my little daughter? I want to show everyone little Phoebes. She's an absolute fluff at the moment, aren't you, honey? Thank you. Look. Hi. Did I get a kiss? I got a kiss. Say hi to everyone. Let me stop sharing the screen so everyone can see your beautiful face. There she is. There's the fluff. She's looking at her mommy off screen. There we go.
I'll go
right being a good girl.
She looks
there you go. Look, there's everyone. Anyway, that's it from me and the Full Force News Burst Live. Me and Phoebes. That's it. Do you say bye, Phoebes? She's more interested in what mommy's doing because mommy's getting her something. There you go. Anyway, sorry, thoroughly professional on this show. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for the support, for all the comments, for all of this stuff. I love you guys. You're amazing. I'm going to be doing this way more often because it's so much less work, believe it or not, than putting together some of these news bursts like instantly. So anyway, thanks very much, guys. I will speak to you. I'll be back very soon, obviously next week's going to be busy as heck. This weekend, obviously, we've got the weekly coming. We've got loads more kind of content planned for you. I just got this from Hasbro in the background here, this mailer, which was the one that I was stolen over the holiday period. I'm not sure if you heard about that story, but I've got that. I'll do an unboxing of that. Hopefully get that out soon. Anyway, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks to everyone who's commented. Thanks to everyone for shouting it out. Full Force and all that jazz. I guess I'll see you on the next one. And as I always say about now, after 3, and you all have to do it with me, even though there's no one else to kind of do it with me today. You know what to do after 3. I've just got to line up the news bursts. You ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Full Force! Brilliant.
That's it for this instalment of the Full Force News Burst. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe. See you next time, and as always, Full Force. Make sure you get involved with the discussion by liking, sharing and commenting on these videos, and as always you can keep up with the show after listening by following on Twitter @TheFullForce, liking the Facebook page facebook.com/TheFullForce, and if you would like to contact the show you can message us on either of those platforms with feedback and questions. We also have a Patreon page, so if you want to show your support for the show, see your name up in lights on these videos, or enjoy exclusive bonus content, then check out patreon.com/TheFullForce podcast, or click on the link on any of the posts this podcast appears in. Full Force!